Welcome to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast, a Shadowrun 4th edition actual play podcast.
I am Simon. I play Bertha Huggins, aka Huggy Bear.
I'm Al, or Draenor. I'm playing Mav or Maverick.
My name is Les, and I will be playing Murin.
I'm Anna, or Ardwin. I play Slipstream.
My name is Jack. I'm going to be playing Toiger.
Hello, I'm Michael, and I'll be playing Sunshine.
And my name is Rhydian. I am the GM. If you would like to follow our runner's journey through 2072's New York, please feel free to check out the link to our living campaign map in the show notes. Additionally, if you would like to submit any new locations or create background information for any of the districts, details on how to submit this can also be found in the show notes. The following content may contain themes and material not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Last time on the podcast, after surviving a terrorist attack in the centre of Manhattan, the team have been employed by what felt like pretty much every pro-metahuman organisation in the city. After that, they were given a job by the Sons of Sauron and the Ancients on the side, and they've gone off to do some legwork to scout the place out, having found the gang they need to get the information from. Vinny kind of looks over a Slipstream and round the mouthful of burrito. He's kind of dripping something out the back end of it onto his shorts and says, "So, what did you have in mind?"
For what exactly? I mean, we pick up guy, we don't kill him, but nobody said anything about anybody else, so, fair game. Guy accidentally falls down steps, ends up with 2 broken legs and who knows what else, but his voice box still intact.
Yeah, so what do you want us to do? I mean, you guys are runners. You're probably better at this than we are,
I mean, if you look at me and how I look, do you think that it would be fair for me also to be brains of this outfit?
I mean, I don't know, I ain't the brains of mine.
You are not saying.
He looks at Dienka and says, "It's deeply unfair. She's hot and smart."
It would be helpful if you would provide a bit of covering fire and a bit of distraction by hiding in some building. Have you got a map of where their base is?
They kind of look at each other and Dienka says, "Not really. They hang out in a basement under a brownstone."
That's good information.
I mean,
Are there being other entrances to said basement?
there's 2, we think.
Well, if you could make some noise... Yeah, you make some noise outside of one, and we'll go in the other.
The other thing that is occurring to me is people do things with computers. Yes, they can jack comlinks, maybe copy files. So we essentially have comlink without having comlink, and then we can just go in and fuck the place up.
It's probably easier to take the comlink off the guy's body.
One thing I should mention that the guy that's Sunshine was talking to mentioned was the fact that another sex worker, Abby, had gone off with Frankie, your target.
Yes. And we want her as alive as possible.
We need her alive. Otherwise we don't get paid.
Correct. Your Johnson had specifically said if civilians get killed, she ain't paying you.
Yes, but gangers are not civilians, so we can, maybe express our frustrations.
Oh,
to them.
She's entirely happy for you to frag up gangers. She's very much taking a I ask no questions, you tell me no lies.
We tell her no horrible truths.
Guy is off banging some chick, yes?
Yeah.
Somewhere else, and we know where. So we can just go put bag over his head.
Dienka kind of looks at you and says, Nah. He'll have gone back to the squat. They've probably got like a back room. I mean, we don't exactly get down there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of shoot on sight, but.
May, could you point us where we need to go and look for this brownstone basement? We can.
Oh yeah, sure. We can
scope the place out, see how many entrances we're dealing with.
We can probably show you.
If we get lucky, Abby might finish her shift and walk out, and then that's the perfect time for us to break in.
Yeah, we can show you where to go. I mean, don't know how long she'll be. Like, it's not really something I know about. I mean, Yenka just kind of looks at her boyfriend, who's now mushing the burrito into his face, and it's kind of going in round the tusks and in between. It's kind of gross.
Ew.
She kind of looks at him and sighs and says, "Not really services I need to make use of." You know what I'm saying? Despite his quirks.
Tell you exactly how long Abby's gonna be with that mother fragger. Too fragging long.
I mean, 30 seconds would be too long, but
My point exactly.
That's probably how long the fragment lasts.
So show us the way, Ume?
Yeah, sure.
Why don't Sunshine and Toiger and one of your people go have a look around, because you're the least likely to raise attention, and the rest of us will stay out of the way.
Yeah, alright. We can do that. They're absolutely fine to go along with your plan, because
They're getting a free squad of heavy hitters to do a gang takeover.
they're absolutely down with this plan.
It does occur to me that if we know that there are 2 exits, and it is underground, yes, so we fill place with fire, smoke, general nastiness, they'll panic and come out, and it is literally shooting fish in stairway. Duh?
We are not setting the place on fire with unknown, at least one, innocent person inside.
I mean, there are other things that create smoke.
We won't have to. It is not entirely beyond the realms of possibility to create an illusory fire and illusory smoke.
Ah, wizards.
We just set the sprinkler system off there, and they do not want to get wet, well, except for maybe that guy who is into chicks.
Summer, this is a basement squat. How up to code do you think their fire suppression system is?
The fire suppression system is to run screaming into the street.
Shall we go do some recon and plot after that?
Another suggestion that occurs.
Go do some recon.
Yeah, ball.
Quite possibly, yes.
Who's heading over there?
I suggested humans plus a local.
Yeah, I don't think we want to take too many of our Tuskies with us.
Yep. On you go.
Those of us least likely to be hate-crimed. Oh, the joys of being human.
I guess we kick back with a soy at the local cafe then.
Lucky will send in the one of the crawler drones with them.
What are you saying? So you know, you Americans, you look down on me? Because apparently my country is so racist, but we do not have issues with all of this. Are you troll? Are you orc? Are you elf? Bullshit. It does not matter so long as you are not becoming from Tajikistan. There?
You make the mistake of thinking I am American.
Yeah, Chummer, bold of you to assume I have citizenship literally anywhere.
I used to.
Not anymore.
To my shame, I was once American. I have since recovered from this ailment.
When you head over, how much of a distance are you keeping away from the place just to get like a eyes-on kind of view of it?
Longest possible distance that still gives us, like, line of sight.
Anybody that's going over there, please give me a perception check. I'm going to say a -2 because it is early hours, but the street is still pretty busy here. This is one of those place never sleep please remind me who is actually going?
I am.
Olga's heading.
Okay, 2 humans.
Daumerling.
One of the gangers who's coming with.
Alright, one of the Havoc Gargoyles. Who you get a dude who's got just green, his hair's dyed green and in spikes held with wood glue. They're about
Nice.
9 inches long each. Yeah, could I get a perception check from each of the people that's heading over there?
My bug actually has a better perception when it is autonomous than when I am jumped in.
Well, I mean, you could do it autonomous. Remember that if you're jumped in, you do get a +2 if you're hot simmed.
That is true. I'm cold sim, so only +1.
Okay.
Because I'm not hot simming into a fucking bug.
You'll be doing that thing that bugs do where they clean their face with their front legs for hours afterwards.
That sounds adorable. So something I forgot to mention last time, that was entirely my fault. I have the perceptive trait, so I get +2 to perception, so I'm just rolling on 0, I think.
Sunshine, you're seeing mostly there's just people fragging everywhere here, man. Most of them are human on this block. You're not really seeing many metas. The orc that's with you, he kind of says, like, I'm with you guys, but I'm gonna keep my distance, because he points at the patches on his jacket. He's like, yeah, they know me, man. If I get close, I'm gonna blow your cover. Simon, where is Daumerling?
Daumerling will be standing on... Where would I put her?
Somebody's shoulder, on top of somebody's head?
Yes, on top of Sunshine's head.
And can I say it's peeking out from under the beanie that's got my trodes on?
That makes sense, yes.
You can see that there's a ganger outside. Big guy, like, mostly shaved except for like a red tuft, like crimson, at the front of his head. Having a smoke. He's wearing a 39 Ragers patch, so it's got the red 39 over the yellow flames on a black background. He's just sort of wearing what looks like an armored vest, but like a leather vest that's got like armor padding in it. He just looks fucking bored, and he's just sat there with a shotgun.
Well, there's one of them.
Next to him, there is what looks like a bunch of steps down into a basement.
So that looks like one of the entrances.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk along the street, just like pretending to be on my comm link. Just and if the beetle drone can just like rotate under my hat and have a look whilst I look nonchalant.
Okay, could I get an infiltration roll from you, please?
Infiltration defaults on agility, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pre-edge this.
Okay.
1 hit.
Defenders win ties. You're okay, because he got 1 hit as well.
Woo!
You're walking along, and you think, oh shit, has he made me? As he's looking at you, and then you realise, wait, hang on, he's just checking me out.
You do look a little bit like Streetwalker.
I drop a pen on the ground.
Yep, okay, so you get a wolf whistle in return when you do it, but...
You appear to have his attention.
Sunshine!
Was that what you were trying to do, or was that...
I plead the fifth under the UCAS Constitution.
Is there anything else that you're doing here, now that you've checked the place out and had your ass checked out?
I'm thinking there is a lot more down those flights of stairs that we can't see.
The guy who's with you, the Havoc Gargoyle, just kind of says there is a back door as well.
That's the black door.
So yeah, he takes you around the back, and can I get perception rolls from everyone?
This is -2 again.
Actually, I'm gonna say no, because there's not as many people in this back alley, but I will need an infiltration roll from you to avoid getting spotted.
I need to make an infiltration roll, or is that covered by...
You do, but he's at massive penalties to spot you because you're a tiny little wee drone.
Oh, that works quite well.
Infiltration defaults on
Oh
agility.
dear. Toiger.
Oh, shite.
Snake eyes.
Scheiße.
Oh dear.
This may be a problem.
Ooh, big problem.
I mean, if they're looking at me, they're not looking at either of you.
Yes, but we are... I suppose if the three of us, the two of you are the obvious ones.
So yeah, as you're kind of trying to sneak down this alley, trying to be all I'm going to say the Havoc Gargoyle, he kind of shows you the alley and goes, yeah, I'm not going down there. I'm too fragging obvious. You're trying to be all sneak, but as you're sneaking down, you step on a devil rat that just squeals. You slip, slam your head against a dumpster. There's an avalanche of rubbish, and then just you hear this bin lid rolling along, and it does that noise.
That could not have gone much worse.
You hear the ganger just kind of going, "Hey, what the frag are you two doing down here?"
Making out! And I grab Toiger and push him against the wall.
Okay, do you give me
Well,
your
this
con?
is not something I have ever experienced before.
Toiger, could I suggest this would be a very good time to pre-edge?
Both of you give me a con check.
Oh, because I can't do con. Is it charisma?
Yeah, charisma -1.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Toiger's kind of getting into it. He's actually getting a little bit handsy, and you're kind of having a moment of, we're making it look good. We're not making it good.
Why not both?
The ganger's just there going, all right, don't stop. And he's just kind of stood there watching you for a little while with the shotgun. He's clearly pretty bored, and this is the most entertaining thing he's seen. This goes on for a little while before he kind of goes, all right, you've had your fun, frag off.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
He kind of looks at you both and says, do you really want to do it in a dumpster? Do you actually have any fragging standards?
Don't answer that question honestly.
Okay, I grab Toiger's hand and drag him back up the alley as we go to leave, and then whisper under my breath, yeah, I'd never do a fragging 39 Rager.
Well, so do you have a rough idea now of what this place is like?
I start a group call and get the whole team on comms.
While you're doing that, I'm going to send Daumerling up onto the roof to see if I can find any the exits for any aircon or something like that.
Do you have any kind of engineering knowledge?
Safe houses. I have knowledge of safe houses.
Anything else?
Computer background, local junkyards, hospital routes, pirate trade podcasts, safe houses, sci-fi sims, and jumped into run gallery.
Give me your safe houses. I'm going to say a -3.
That seems fair.
You go up onto the roof, and these things, I think brownstones were mainly put up in the late 19th century, if I'm right.
Oh shit, there's nothing up there. Maybe a chimney?
Oh no, there's fragging loads of stuff up here, just kind of retrofitted, bolted on. There's what looks like they're running a small business out of this, where they've got like little delivery drones, but they seem the ones coming and going, and the guy stocking it, he's not wearing Rager's patches. He seems to be putting in, it's all like fly spies, but he's just giving them little baggies of tablets to fly out.
This seems like a very good way of doing this.
So yeah, I mean, dude's pretty enterprising.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be a rager though.
I suspect that he pays rent to them though, if he's living above them.
By rent, you mean protection money?
That's what I meant by rent.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I will leave Daumerling up there to scout around a little, see if it can find a way in, but I'll run it on automatic.
There's not really a way down. There's some like old chimneys that have been capped off and stuff, but
given the poor condition of this place, Huggy would not be surprised if there was some sort of cracks that he could get into an old chimney system. So that is what she's betting on.
Are you be having video feed of this?
I help it as one of the many video feeds
awesome.
that is going on in my head at the moment.
Can you send video feed here? Because I know engineer, yes.
Oh, you actually know how these things might work? Then yes, if I can take advice.
I don't, but there is someone who may be predisposed to give me favors, yes?
Yeah, I will send her over the if requested. I will send over the feed to Slipstream.
If you're trying to get down the cracks in the old chimney system, let's go with perception to see if you can find a likely entry point. There's no penalties on this.
This is the drone working on autonomous at this point. Ah.
Nope. It's just kind of scrabbling up and down the wall, looking for somewhere it can get in on that busted up chimney stack, but it's not finding anything. It looks like somebody's repointed this recently. Slipstream, you're phoning up Tink. It's actually quite a while before he answers the phone. There will have been other stuff happening before he answers the phone, so anything that you tell the others, you'll have to hold off a little while on. And eventually there's a...
Slipstream?
Well, because...
Why are you calling me at this time?
Well,
Why?
Because it is daytime.
Why now?
Huh?
No, it's not. It's dark. It's dark, and I'm on a come down.
You are always on come down, but if I do not wake you up, your lovely little children will. Because this is not the time that normal people are sleeping. Yes, you do.
I don't have kids. I can barely look after me. Why would I want to look after kids?
Dead because you saw her get shot up.
Right, do it.
Oh, it's really easy.
Slipstream.
Oh, because I value you for your brain as well as your excellent skills between sheets there. So I was wondering if I send you building plan, you can maybe tell me how to get in without use of heavy weapons or being noticed.
I mean,
so this building, it is on Gibb Street. This street in this place is Old Brownstone. You familiar with that?
Those... Yeah, they're... What are you trying to get
I send
in?
you some video feed.
Personally,
This is what we can see. We want to get into basement.
Okay, yeah, they usually have an entrance front and back. There's like some stairs down. The aircon, it used to be just, you know, like a little window, but they ripped it out and put in like the fan units in the 2030s in most of them, even in the Draki areas of town. I mean, you might get a drone in through there, but you won't get a person.
Useful.
I mean, you'll need a good drone pilot, because otherwise it'll get smashed to bits by the fans, and I wouldn't try to put anything big in there. You owe me a soy calf, man. This is not cool.
Come on.
This time of the day. I'm topping next time.
Also last time.
Alright. Is there anything else I can do?
I mean, there are several things that you could do for me, but right now...
I mean, I don't think it's that kind of phone call, but it could be.
No, not now, but if these jokes take much longer, it could very easily be, because I am doing nothing.
Alright.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go back to sleep, get some of your, like, beauty sleep, not that you need it, also, I mean...
Are you doing anything on Wednesday?
No, I am free as bird.
Well... Let's say come round and I'll cage you for a little.
Why come round so you can come round? Okay, got it. Yeah.
And he clicks the phone off at that point.
Cool. So the info about the vent I will be sharing with at an opportune moment.
After that piece of oversharing.
Luckily that was a private call.
Oh, Slipstream, he is being shameless, so he will be having this standing right next to you.
So it's been maybe like an hour since you did the walk round, because it took Tink a little while to answer. Is anybody doing anything in that hour?
I will be continuing to scout this area, obviously with Daumerling. I'll send up Hogan as well.
The little plane drone. So give me another edge roll there.
Certainly, I don't want Hogan getting shot to bits. That would be embarrassing. One success.
You do hear a little bit of a pop with the pistol going off, but whoever fired that was drunk as hell. It's miles away from you and isn't actually too much of an issue. Could you give me perception check for the plane?
There we go.
You've got pretty good eyes on the building. You can see the two gangers outside. You don't see anything new, but you're able to track the movements of those two gangers. And the enterprising guy on the roof, who's still at it. Just there's fly spies arriving. He's giving them little baggies of drugs, and they're flying off with them.
This is a full-time job, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I say, dude's got a pretty good thing going there, it seems.
One of the things I'll be looking for is to see if and when they change over the shifts.
Not in the time that you're observing, certainly, but after a little while, you actually get that information from Slipstream about the air vents, which is something you missed earlier. Possibly because you were just turning off all the sensors on Daumerling, going, I don't want to listen to what those two are doing right now.
That is, yes.
Oh god, why does it sound like a washing machine? Oh god!
Why is it that I have to ask for clarification of which two?
The GM wishes you were. Are you gonna try for the air vents?
Yes.
Yes, so you'll need to give me a maneuver check.
Yes, that I can.
So this is quite hard because you've got to crawl in through a grill and then you've got to get past a whirling fan blade. And you've got to time it just right. It's like something out of Prince of Persia. Yeah, you actually make it past, and you actually get Daumerling in. Are you going in through one of the ones at the front or one of the ones at the back?
Where are we going in?
We haven't decided this yet, because that's why you're doing recon.
Then I'm going in through the back, because that seems to make the most sense for us going in if we make a scene out the front. That means that Huggy will be saying this, Huggy will make this clear to everyone. It makes more sense for the gangers to go around the front and us to go around the back.
Approving of this approach, da? Round the back is always more fun, da?
So, you guys, Daumerling kind of manages to crawl his way into that area and goes in. There's a room, there's three gangers, they seem to be playing poker or something like that.
I will be sending updated schematics of the building to everyone as soon as I'm getting them.
Alright, could you also give me an infiltration check?
Oh fuck, that was 0.
Well, fortunately for you, because you're a micro drone, it gives them a -6 to their test spot use. They don't actually have any dice, which has just completely destroyed any ability for me to build tension with that. Screw you!
That makes it a lot easier to be infiltrating with this thing then, because I'm shit at infiltration.
Are you continuing on?
Yes, I will keep going through. So there's a door there.
Yeah, you have to wait a little while for one of them to go for a piss, and then you have to sort of skite out the door really, really quickly before it closes. Can you give me another maneuver?
Certainly. That's not bad.
No, that's pretty damn good. So you managed to get out the door. So you find yourself in a fairly large open area. There's some of them crashed out on sofas. There's a couple of them playing pool. There's a guy on the weights bench. There's a guy who seems to be cleaning a shotgun at a table. There's some guys who are playing on like a console over in a corner. Yeah, there's quite a few of them in here. As this is happening, could you give me a Matrix initiative roll?
That is on me, yes?
Yep, as their Decker has picked up on the fact that Daumerling is there.
What? They're actually paying attention?
Sunshine, are you running it any kind of Overwatch or anything like that?
I probably should be. Yes, this isn't something I thought to do, but I think this is something my character would have known to do.
Alright, so he's going to be going first. He's going to do a matrix attack at the drone. I'm going to say this goes off your deck for the time being there, Huggy, your RCC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, could I get a response plus firewall roll? This is to avoid getting hit.
There we go.
Alright, so you got 3 hits. So you have 2 net hits on your defense. So, yeah, you're actually looking pretty good. His avatar looks... Oh, God, it's predictable. Oh, God. Dude's, like, in a Confederate uniform. Oh, fragging hell.
This is embarrassing. Sir, I am embarrassed for you. And I am a tiny little... I am a troll, and I am embarrassed by your avatar, sir. Look at my avatar, and then you realize that I am embarrassed about yours.
So, what does Huggy's avatar look like, please, bud?
Huggy's avatar is, the little, the trolls, as in the ones with the pointed bright hair.
Yep.
Huggy's avatar is one of those.
Nice.
It is got shock pink hair, spiked right up, in a cornot over its head.
He kind of fires a pistol at the drone's icon, and you just kind of go, no, and bat away the bullets. Your turn. You're in the Matrix at the moment. Looking at your program list, you don't have a massive amount of options, but what you can do, you're rigged into the drone at the moment. You can just try and GTFO.
That seems like the best option. I will just try and get out of here.
All right, so what's the movement on that drone?
10/25.
Okay, can you give me a maneuvering check to kind of scramble under the door and get out of there?
Well, that's pretty damn good.
So how many hits did you get there, buddy?
That was 7 hits.
Nice. So you just kind of go, nope! It kind of rears up on its back legs, waves its front 2 legs in the air, and then just bombs it for the door. Just goes under it, up the steps. How it got up, it kind of grasshoppers up the steps, because this one can't fly, it's Kanmushi, but then just skitters away down the street. Even if the guy manages to brick it at this point, they won't be able to get their hands on it. And Sunshine, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
As we've not done this before, can I try deploying my agent and fight this guy in the Matrix with the help from my agent?
Yes, so it will be a complex action to deploy your agent. What does Sunshine's avatar in the Matrix look like?
So basically, think of Cortana from Halo with like Japanese facial features. That's Sunshine's avatar. It's quite a stock one, but it's her own face.
Yep, absolutely fine. And what does her agent look like?
I'm just gonna say it's basically just like a humanoid figure, but made out of like Matrix code, like 1s and 0s, kind of just cascading down the way. So it's quite just a amorphous humanoid shape.
How far away are you physically from where this is happening? Are you a few blocks over?
I'm probably like a couple of streets away.
Okay, so I will say that you're at a -1 for stuff, but he will be at a -1 to do stuff to you as well, because of noise and distance and all the rest of it. Oh, actually, I make that a -2 because of AR spam and stuff like that, but he has to deal with that as well. So, yep, you've launched your agent. It'll actually be your agent's turn next.
Cool. Can my agent attack him?
It can indeed. So roll your attack program.
Alrighty. And it's on a -2, you said. Oh, that's not good. I only have 2 dice. Oh dear.
Okay, so you got 0 hits, he got 2 hits, so he pretty handily stops the attack. What does the attack from the agent look like?
It's basically just throwing from one hand like a ball of light. It's actually very like the Shadowrun computer games. Very much like that. They're throwing a ball of blue stuff.
I'm going to actually end the Matrix combat there just because you and he basically have a little bit of a slap fight to distract each other whilst the drone just goes down the street.
Making a noise like the the mouse droid in Star Wars. That's fun. Running away from Chewie.
Yeah.
That's the noise I imagine it making.
So yeah, you basically just run distraction for a little while so that this can then get away. But you've gotten an idea of there's quite a few gangers in there.
I have an idea of what this place looks like, and I now know that there's somebody in there who's going to be trying to fuck with my drones. Do they have any plan beyond we go around the back, they go around the front, we start shooting things?
I mean, that's largely the plan, but there are also, I think there were side doors.
We know there's at least one civilian in there, and we didn't see her, so...
So there must be another room.
There was a room here that we didn't see. Did we see this room? Which door did the bug go under?
So the bug basically went back out the way it came.
So there are 2 rooms left. You probably assume that one of them is some sort of... I'm going to be generous and call it a bedroom.
That's very generous.
That one seems to make the most sense for that, but...
Yeah.
Mattress on the floor of him.
And there might be more off to the side of that.
But how many did I see in there total?
So there were about 9 gangers, including the decker that you saw.
There are at least 9 goons.
That's not that many.
But we're going to have to block both stairways.
The gargoyles block the front stairway. We go in the back.
The gargoyles go hang around out there and take pot shots, kick doors, I don't know, whatever they feel like. We go around this way.
So, are you heading back to have a chat with the gargoyles?
Yeah, we may as well. They're only a couple of blocks away.
When you're chatting with them, Dienkus says to you, look, you mentioned earlier that you meant to make sure there's no civilian casualties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, we can watch the doors for you, just in case they try to get out, but we can also, do a bit of crowd control to keep people back. You know, if you, fire a predator in the air, people tend to frag off, you know what I'm saying?
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
That would be very handy. If you could get the civilians out of the area, that would be very
It'll keep you on everyone's good terms as well once you guys take over. You know, people are a little more willing to pay protection money if you didn't get a bunch of theirs killed.
It's good business, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to kill the goose that lays the golden egg.
With emphasis on the lay in this particular instance.
She looks at Vinny and says, yeah, that's what we're doing after. And Vinny just kind of has this, oh god, I'm fucking knackered look on his face.
Vinny, you might want to start looking into engine things.
He just pulls out a baggie from inside and goes, no, man, jazz. It's way better. I got some Nova Coke too, if you like. Nova Coke's awesome.
Drugs.
Not before her run.
Alright. I mean...
Always run sober.
You must be great fun at parties.
On a run, I shoot a lot of bullets. Do you really want me not sober? But parties, yes, a lot of fun. Oh, that's okay, Koki.
Yeah, das hokey cokey.
Okay.
Cool, so are you about ready to hit the place?
Do the thing. I think so.
So, are you attacking the front or the back, please?
The gangers are going around the front, we are going around the back. That is certainly the plans that I have put forward, and nobody has yet said they're not doing it.
Nobody's turned around and says, nah, Huggy, that's bulldrag.
I would like to add an addendum to the plan.
More? Go ahead.
So, obviously, if, loathsome subhumans start attacking the front of their base, they're all going to come running out, whereupon there'll be a firefight. What if they all came running out before they knew the gargoyles were there.
What are you proposing?
Let's play pretend, shall we? Assume that you are a racist piece of rat track. You have two brain cells to rub together, and both of them are located in your scrotum. What is the one thing that
Poetry in motion.
I do apologise, Jack. Please continue.
Why don't we make a list of things that would cause you to abandon your poker games and lifting weights and whatever it is these people do with their spare time, and come running out into the street, where our gargoyle-y friends will be waiting either side of the door with machine guns.
Can Murin hear this? Are we talking on Team Calm?
This is a group chat, yeah.
So, how do you think they'd feel about a gigantic troll knocking on their front door?
If you want to go around the front entrance, I'm not going to stop you.
I don't think we want to alert them before we hit them. If they're scrambling for their guns, that's better than them charging out loaded for bear.
This is true. If we can just hit them fast and hard.
It sounds like my bedroom technique, yes, only also endurance.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Kitty, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting? You're some sort of whiz, aren't you?
Oh, magic? I don't know anything about magic. Magic is not my place, so I'm not going to say anything about whether or not we should use magic, because...
My suggestion was I create some sort of illusion, something that would make them very, very angry. They come running out, fumbling guns, pulling up trousers, all that sort of thing. And while they're doing that, the gargoyles open fire, and we all sneak in the back door.
That seems like an extension of what we are already doing. I approve.
That's why it was an addendum to the plan.
That does get the gargoyles into a large fight instead of the heavily armed Shadowrunners.
We can plonk Huggy out front with the gargoyles. Huggy and the drones.
I was going to say I'm going to give them at least one drone, possibly two. I may park the van around the front.
And I need to be there to maintain the spell.
I'll stay in the van for Matrix cover.
Good plan. Let's not try to repeat of last time.
We know they've got at least one code slinger.
Right, so I take the van around the front. That way we have at least an LMG around the front.
What, Murin, Slipstream, and I go the other way?
I will send Hansel and Gretel with you guys, the two more maneuverable ones.
Can your drones do stairs?
They're flying drones.
Oh, they're the flying ones. Gotcha.
In any case, Grendel and her mother are going to be around the front.
After all, this is not being that popular 20th through 21st century British television program. You do not defeat robots by running upstairs.
If you had watched any of that program, you'd know that that never worked, but never mind.
What, before the 27th Doctor?
27th Doctor is where it starts to just get repetitive, if I'm honest.
I thought the part where they made the 31st Doctor twins was very interesting.
That was good, but they never did anything with it.
What were we doing? There was something involving trolls and racists. I forgot it. I was thinking about that terrible show.
We are throwing the trolls at the racists.
You were going to do some sort of magic stuff.
Yes.
And get the racists to come out of the hole, whilst the others go around the back and cause them some intestinal
And the magic
problems.
in question be done somewhere you don't have line of sight to.
It needs to be line of sight.
That is a problem.
Spell's called Phantasm. I can create an illusion that's of anything I've ever seen within my line of sight. It won't fool any electrical eyes, so cameras and the like. They won't see anything at all. But I'm hoping that the number of electrical eyes will be very low.
Well, as long as the guard outside sees it, I suspect that that will be enough.
That is true.
And you can do it from the front of the van.
Yes, I can just sit in the van, make an illusion of the head of the Suns or the head of the Ancients rolling past on his motorbike, firing his gun into the air.
I suggest the Suns leader. That's gonna rile them up more.
Well, somebody with Sun's patches, that will work.
I've seen plenty of Suns, so I'm going to say that I can make an illusion of them rolling up on their motorbike, firing the gun into the air and screaming.
So we're sending Huggy, Sunshine, and Toyger to the front door, and Slipstream, Maverick, and Murin to the back door. Is that correct? With Huggy's drones split slightly in two.
That is correct. Grendel and his mother are with me. Hansel and Gretel are with you.
Alright, so are you just going to be full out assaulting this place then?
Yep.
Thank you for listening to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show and look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks' time for our next episode. Intro is More Human Than Human by Karl Casey, and the background music is also by Karl Casey. Outro music is Neon Thrills by Luck Hash. All sound effects are from freesound.org and credited in the show notes. The Tops Company Inc. has the sole ownership of the names, logo, artworks, marks, photographs, audio, video, and or any other proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Tops Company Inc. has granted permission to the Pride Against Prejudice podcast to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any other proprietary material for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with the Pride Against Prejudice podcast in any official capacity whatsoever. All other works mentioned in this podcast remain the property of their respective owners. The Pride Against Prejudice podcast is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license. So if you want to use any part of the show, please give us the credit.